Every year where I live, usually around September, we get sacred kingfishers turning up here. So I'm on the Great Dividing Range, about half an hour north of Toowoomba. And I love it when these birds turn up around September because it's a good sign that we're heading into spring. We're out of winter, so I really look forward to them coming each year. So they usually get here, mid-September. They're a little bit later this year, didn't get here till October, which was a bit curious, but it didn't really matter. And it's now early November. I think they got here just a few weeks ago. I've heard them around, I haven't seen them, but my wife's seen them. So this is a few shots of the birds in previous years that we've seen around our property. And they're very beautiful birds. I've seen sacred kingfishers with more of a blue tinge, others with more of a green tinge, but I just think that they're very beautiful birds. And given that they got here a little bit later this year, I was curious as to when they'd start nesting, because there's a dead tree behind me here, and they usually, there's an arboreal termite mound in there, which they usually nest in. So I was interested to see if they'd started excavating or looking at it. I have filmed them there around December, so they usually, it's November now, they should be showing some interest in it. So I just thought I'd go and have a look at the nest. Now it's right up high in this dead tree here. You can see that brown lump, and if I zoom in with this other camera, you can see that the side of that nest has actually fallen out, or that termite mound has fallen out. And it was pretty windy here the other day. That's one possibility, but I wouldn't mind betting that it's just an occupational hazard for birds that burrow into arboreal termite mounds. They're just going to be weakening it, and eventually it's going to give way. I mean, it's been very dry. I don't know if that's a factor or not. A bit windy the other day before we had some storms coming through, but yeah, it's fallen out. So in terms of what these kingfishers are going to do now, I guess they're going to have to find another one if they want to nest around here. But let's have a look down the bottom, because I'm almost guaranteed that there's a chunk. I mean, it's got to have fallen somewhere, hasn't it? So yeah, here we go. Yeah, look at this. Maybe someone who's watching, who might be a bit of an expert, could tell us a bit about the termites themselves. Wow, it's very, look at the iridescent little green bits in there. I wonder what they are. But it's kind of light and porous, not exactly strong, certainly easy to burrow into, but there's a problem, easy for it to give way as well. And that's quite kind of dry and breaks up. So it just breaks down into dirt and bits of vegetable matter in there, I think. I'm not much of an expert on termites. Anyone who can add some extra information on this, be interested to see that in the comments. But so that's a bit unfortunate for our sacred kingfishers. There we go, right up there. So we'll have to see what they're going to do. I'll keep an eye out. Here's a native vine that I planted on this tree, slowly making its way up. It'd be great to have this tree covered in a few vines. But anyway, so here's some footage of them at the nest in happier times, and I'll just keep an eye on them. Hopefully they'll find another good termite nest around here. There's not too many that I've noticed, but I'll go have a good look. So if I find anything, I'll keep you updated. Okay, see you later.